Hello everyone. Today we will talk about dynamic XPath and its use in Selenium automation. Myself, Kanika Kucheria, on behalf of Techcanvass, will talk on this topic. In our previous video, we spoke about what is XPath, its types, that is absolute and relative XPath, and ways to generate the XPath. Now, here we will talk about the advanced topic, that is dynamic XPath. When does dynamic XPath comes into picture? Sometimes the traditional XPath methods like ID, class name, etc. are not useful because the web pages are designed in such a manner that their values are generated dynamically. In this case, dynamic XPath comes into picture. And XPath access are the methods to get the elements dynamically and which will help us in Selenium automation. Let's see a demo to get the feel of dynamic XPath. Here, I've hit a URL of Yahoo and I'm trying to search a text called mobile, and I want to get the ID of this mobile phones. So the XPath generated here, that is the ID that we have generated, is this which I'm copying. Let me refresh this web page and see what ID is generated again. So we'll again search for the same text, that is mobile phones, and this time the ID generated is this. Let's compare both the IDs. So now here on the screen we can see that at both the times the ID is generated is different. So this is known as dynamically the web elements change. So we cannot hard code the ID in our automation, and that is the reason we need dynamic XPath, that is by XPath access. Let's go back on the presentation. Now there are different types of XPath methods or the XPath access, like contains, starts with, text, sibling, ancestor, child, etc. Let's see the first dynamic XPath access, that is contains. Now contains searches for the partial text in the whole value of the defined element. For example, the syntax mentioned here is interpreted as it will search for an element which has an attribute type, and the value of that attribute should contain a string called sub. So that web element will be returned here. Let's see a demo to get a better understanding. So here is a Java Selenium program. Let me execute this and see what will happen. We are trying to automate the Times of India page and trying to print certain details on the console. Now we have used the Chrome Webdriver here, so a Chrome window is open. So we will first print the top news stories headline, and then another search string has been printed. Now the program has been executed successfully. Let me explain this program here. So here we have used the URL of Times of India, and then we have printed one XPath. By normal XPath, we have printed the web element value. And here we have used the contains method. So it will search for an element whose attribute has the value Singapore. So here in Times of India page, let me open this in the FirePath. So if we use the FirePath here, so this is the web element. So this title is the attribute and this title has a value in Korea is one of the string. So that is why this value has been printed. Now let's go back to the slide. The next is starts with function. Starts with function is very much similar to contains function, but the only difference is that it will match for the starting text of the attribute. So the syntax will be interpreted as any attribute, any tag whose attribute is ID and its value should start with txt. So that web element will be returned. Let's see a demo for this. Now this is again a Java Selenium code. Let me execute it. We are using the city web page of Times of India, and then we'll try to print the text from that page on the console. Now the browser window has been opened. And it has printed the city and the web element, other web elements. And the program has been executed successfully. So here on this statement, we have used the starts with function. So we navigate to the path of that UL tag. And then after that, any tag whose attribute data ID, its value should start with -212. So that values are being printed. Let's see on the Firefox. So I'll copy this XPath and open it in the file path. So this is the web page that we have used. So I'll copy paste it. So these are the web element. These are the different web elements which are also highlighted above, and these are the data ID attributes, and the data attributes whose value starts with -212. Only those values have been printed on the console. So only those web elements have been printed. So now this was about start. Now we will talk about following-sibling method. Following-sibling will find the siblings of the specified node. By sibling, we mean all the nodes who are at the same level of the current node or the context node. So for example, in the above mentioned XPath, he will traverse till L1 tag, and so the siblings following to this Li1 tag, those elements will be returned. Let's see a demo to get a better understanding. Now this is my Java Selenium code. Let me execute in Times of India page, and then we'll try to print the siblings of a particular web element. The page is getting loaded. Let's see what's the result. And the program has been executed successfully. So if we just go through the program, so here is the, we are using the URL, and here we have using a following sibling dynamic XPath method. So we have traversed till Li1 tag, and so the siblings following to this tag are returned. Let us copy this XPath and see in the file path to get a better understanding. So this is the URL. So let me copy paste this XPath. So here, if we see the DOM structure below, so this is UL, then LI. So this is the first tag. So all the siblings, that is the nodes at the same level, have been returned. So these will be the values which have been printed on the console. Now this was about following sibling. Let's see the next method, that is the ancestor. Ancestor is an access method which will return all the ancestors of a particular web element. By ancestors, we mean the grandparent, parents, etc. on the hierarchy. So, for example, in the above XPath, it will search for a tag A whose text matches Selenium training. So, all the ancestors of this particular web element with tag li will be returned. Let's see the demo for this. This is the Ancestor Java program where we have used the Ancestor method. Let me execute this code. Here we have used the Techcanvass URL and where we are trying to print the ancestors of that particular web element. It's loading that web page. So here we have, so the program has been executed successfully and 3 web elements have been returned. So in this XPath, we have used the tag A whose text would be Selenium training. So all its ancestors would be returned. Let me copy this XPath and see in the file path. So this was the URL that we have used. I'll copy paste this XPath and evaluate. So 3 matching nodes have been returned. So if we have a look at this web page, so this is the course tag, then automation testing, and then Selenium training. So this Selenium training. So the Selenium training, this was the text. So all its ancestors have been printed on the console. Now this was about the ancestor method. Let's see the next. There are some more similar kinds of methods used for dynamic XPath. One of them is child method. Child method, as the name suggests, will return all the children of a particular web element. So in this snippet shown below, so all the children of the tag UL, so all these tags, li tags, will be returned by this particular syntax. So this is about child. Next is preceding. Preceding will select the node that comes before the current node. So for example, in the above XPath, we'll look for the tag whose attribute is ID and its value is text email. So this particular web element will be returned. So the preceding, that is the element that comes before this element and whose tag name is input. So that particular web element is returned. So here in the snippet as shown below, the name field would be returned. So this was about preceding. So thanks for watching this video. Keep tuned for more videos on Techcanvass. Thank you.